Okay, 20th of March. Welcome to the daily investment show where we go through ASX US indices, sub-indices and commodity prices, looking for places to invest. So as we see over here, a bit of red today. Option expiry over in America tonight, end of month, end of quarter. So we finished right on support. So this is the ASX 300 daily chart. So we're right on support. I think tonight will set the scene. I think and we'll have a look at America. Maybe the futures, Aussie futures might have a dip, and so. But we're at make or break. If we look at financials, so the financials look pretty chilled. So no issues there. My concern was the materials sector. So I had two sort of measured moves, one to here and one to here. So potentially we found support here. So we did put some bids in on the channel today. $10 a month. ASX US shares ETFs. So I think it's a good time to nibble on some of that stuff that's been smashed. The energy sector still the place to be, and got a big upside projection there for the energy sector in Australia. So if we look at the XCJ over the XFJ. So, and we've still got energy outperforming financials. That trend looks pretty strong. Okay, our gold miners that have been walloped. So we've hit the measured move. So, and right on support. So we're right on support in a lot of areas here. Our tech sector had done nothing, potentially forming a bit of a cup and handle. That has held support. So our tech sector over the Nasdaq. So still no clear winner there. Property sector, REITs. There's probably a few REITs out there that have been oversold now. Okay, the VIX. So we're still above support, which means we're still in fear territory. So it had a spike last night, then dropped back down. So tonight's the night. So this is the S&P 500, the physical. So that's how it finished last night. So again, we've got a measured move down to support. So big night tonight. This is the futures. So the futures are just sitting tight. The physical Nasdaq. So that tested support. It's really just in a range. The futures price for Nasdaq. Okay, so we've got the mags. Now they've got a bit more of a measured move tonight. Whether that means doesn't mean it has to go, but again another test of support. So the biggest company, Nvidia. So that looks pretty chilled. I don't think Nvidia is going to crash. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the so that's the Magnificent 7 we were looking at. So this is the top T. So this is the top 20 stocks on the S&P, and they make up 35% of the S&P 500. So very top heavy, setting up a bit of a potential declining wedge here. It's not, so I could see how it could get bullish. This is the XLG, which is the top 50. That doesn't look as bullish. So it's quite interesting. The middle, that sort of top, the 20 to 40 seems to look okay. Anyway, let's add it all together. Software sector in America. So this will lead our tech sector. Private credit. So private credit, well, it's a green week so far. The XLF, so it still doesn't look great, and a bit of a measured move down here. It's sort of a ugly head and shoulder pattern there. If we look at JP Morgan and BlackRock, so still not out of the woods financials. Semiconductors, so you want this holding up. This is like the backbone, so they look fine. Materials, so that's right, nice test. Energies, so energy in America is still place to be. Energy over the Nasdaq, is it going to break resistance? I'd say so. The gold miners, global gold miners, so they closed below the measured move here, but that was a pretty, there's some nice gaps, nice gap there to fill. Anyway, tonight we'll set the scene. I'm betting on an upkick. Not that we bet, you accumulate. So Israel stock market looks fine. So that's headed up by this guy. How's Dubai going? Okay, Dubai share market. Well, this is setting up for an interesting next week. We've got our indecision candle for the week. The body sitting in the middle. So break up, bullish, break down, bearish. So that's good. That'll make it pretty simple for direction. Dubai real estate. Okay, so bullish pin bar. Can it break resistance? India. India looks pretty sick. Had the candle, whoop, and then it's come back. China. So China's unable to hold that bottom, that rounding bottom, so China doesn't look too good. I'd be not in that. So emerging markets, pretty boring. How's your high growth super fund going? Super fund option. So just hanging on to support there. You wanted to have your super fund exposed to energy over VDHG. You'd have more money in your super. It's pretty easy to do, member direct or other options. Okay, VGS, that doesn't look too good at all. VGS. Everyone tells you that's all you need. That's VGS, the only two ETFs you need. That's why I started this channel. Energy over VGS. So if you had sold your VGS and switched to energy, you'd have a lot more money sitting in your account. Okay, Aussie 1 year interest rates. Well, that's a breakout from resistance there. If that was a share, you'd be buying that, wouldn't you? There's your declining wedge, break up. Aussie 5 year. There's your little squeezy pennant there, break. So, and that's now taking, so Aussie interest rates are going up. So that's going to be bad for this guy, VAF. So these are your bond funds. Money's meant to be safe in bonds, aren't they? US 1 year rates. So they've broken out of the declining wedge. So the trend is still up. US 5 year. Although our interest rates look like they're going up more than America. So international bonds. So that should be a bullish pattern, but a break is going to be bearish. So okay, the US dollar. So it's neither here nor there. There's big resistance there. So a break would squeeze and that would pop. So our Aussie dollar's just muted. But with that, those interest rates, I know. Well, if the US dollar breaks up, then this won't break. But okay, the gospel, the commodity index. So just chilling. It's okay. He's run pretty hard. He's got 10 years to go. So commodities over the S&P 500. So that's where you want to have your focus. Okay, gold. So the good news is we've had one of these bullish pin bar candles. So this is a daily chart. And we're forming a lovely wedge. Look at that one. Okay. So we've got a 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do anyway. Short term, that's constructive. So if we look at probably the 1 hour chart, so we basically need to come back and make a low somewhere where it goes up here and then comes down, but it's got to make a higher low than here, otherwise we're in trouble. But that looks pretty good. Aussie dollar gold, same. The gold miners over the gold price. So I thought if it gets down to here, that'd be a good time to be buying gold miners. So we had a nibble today on some. Okay, the girlfriend. So silver she got whacked a bit more than the measured move, but she came right back up. The handlers were handling her, and she kicked them in the B's. Said, "No, I'm going back out." Anyway, so same thing with silver. It needs to come back and then make a low somewhere, and hold this here. So yeah, you can't ask much more from her. Platinum. So okay, it's just forming a bottom there. Palladium. So it's a bit of an ABC. I should. Copper. Now copper was good. That was last night. Wasn't very good. But that's this is the daily chart, so it's fallen out, which is bad, but has bounced off support. So that's good. That's oil. So oil, bit of a rounding toppy there, but still not bearish. If we look at the futures, December oil price is still up at highs. So people are still thinking oil's going to go up by December. Brent crude. So this is basically what price the Americans sell at, and this is what price the Asians buy at, the Brent crude. So you can see there's actually a $13 premium. So will the Americans start sending their money to sending their oil to Asia? Okay, natural gas in America, pretty flat. Oh, jeez. Natural gas in Asia is just going berserk. I think because they hit the gas fields in Qatar. It's still going on. Unbelievable. Anyway, East Coast gas is that's not going anywhere. So European gas looks, well, it's at highs. UK gas, that's ripping. Iron ore at the highs. Lithium still at highs. Long way to go. Uranium pretty boring, but very illiquid. Thermal coal looks like it's going to break. Well, especially with if gas is taken out of the market, everyone's going to want coal. And I heard New South Wales isn't going to let any exploration for coal. Nothing. Dirty coal. Dirty coal. I say dirty windmills. They kill birds when they fly through them. Coking coal's not doing anything. Nickel, dropped out of the... Okay, so now we say potential bull flag then. So it's alright, it's not... So a break here, there's your flagpole, and anyway. Aluminium, so that looks good. Manganese, so even manganese, he's coming to the party now. Nice rounded bottom. And then your food, how's your food going? So soybeans coming back for retest, and then we got corn. So corn looks like it's about to break through resistance there, very bullish. Wheat, again getting bought up down here, so that looks bullish. And whoa, sugarcane, better buy your chocolates. Sugarcane's breaking out. Alright, that's your daily wrap. Have a good night tonight. Hit the like button, and if you can do that hype thing. It says you got to. I tried it today on someone else's video. So you hype and it says something like 100 points, but you don't actually pay anything. You just help the rooster promote the video. Alright then, have a good weekend.